Okay, here's our little box. I've cut a disc with an oval cutter out of the metallic gold blue mix and put a wee gold cane in the inside so that when we put it on the top of the box it fits. Just check that it's going to do that, that's great. Okay, so the box is fire but the top is not, it's soft. So now just going to cut just a wee mix. This is just the blended mix of clay, there's a whole lot of colours in here. So I'm rolling quite a long thin cane, just trying to make sure that it's all even the whole way down, because I'm going to double it and twist it. Twist it over now and just give it a see if it's big enough to go around. We just have to do a wee. Quite. You know, as I'm rolling it, I'm actually still twisting it so I don't lose that two-tone. It's fine. Okay, I'll take it back off and just give myself a straight edge there. Just press it in there. Okay, now I can put this back in the oven just like that for another half an hour or so at 130. Okay, I've made a kind of oval here from the gold clay. You can see there's like a bit of mica shift in it. And then into that I've just pressed 2 wee dents to make like eye holes here. Now because this is fired clay and this is not, I'm going to have to put some liquid clay in the centre of this to make sure that it sticks. So I'll just put a squirt of that on there. These are a wee bit slidey. Press them into the centre. And I'm next taking 2 little discs that I'm going to push into, that's a bit big. Get into the sockets. Snip a bit off that one, it makes it a little bit bigger. And this is me still using the blue and gold mix. I haven't used any other colours than the 2 colours of clay that we had originally. Sliding about a bit. I've wired 2 little onyx, black onyx beads here. You can see there's a wee bit fine wire that I've put just a wee fine stuff like this and snipped it through holding the beads. So I'm going to kind of push them right in there so that you can't see where the wires are coming out and you also can't see the holes in the beads. Try to get them even. Or you could look like Clarence. Don't remember him. So next I've made a gold triangle. I'm going to push in there, cut a wee bit off the back of it, it's a wee bit thick. And push that in here. And I've got now, I've added a wee bit of the pearl, plain white pearl to the gold here, just to make it a fraction lighter than the original gold we're working with. So I've got two little balls the same size in there. Push them up. I'll lift the nose up a wee bit. And the third one, which is a wee bit lighter and a wee bit smaller, in the bottom for the chin of the lion. As you can see, it's still sliding about because of it being wet. Okay. I'm going to put a bit of this wee bit paler pearl just under the eyes there, and kind of cut that in so it looks a bit like a lion. I'm going to do the same on the other side. It's just a wee cane, so a little bit kind of coming down the nose a wee bit. Feel a bit of cat's face coming down a bit like that. Over there. Dog's still snoring in the background. Turn it around so I can see what I'm doing. Don't know what shape you would call it. It's a kind of wee squishy triangle. See if it's going to be too big. I think it might be. Might need to slice a wee bit off the back of it. There we go. And stick it in there for his nose. You still slide him back into the centre. And I'm going to start adding his mane, and then I'm going to take a wee break and wire some of the beads together. It takes a wee while, so I'll do that. So I've made a cane, and to make it tapered at the edge, I'm just kind of pressing on one edge so that it goes into a little bit of a point. So we'll start by putting little bits here to create the mane. Let's find another bit. That's it's a bit thick. Now just taking the gold and the blue clay and mix them together and sort of twisted them. So I made a cane first of all and taper the edges so it's a wee bit fatter in the centre, and the edges are then tapered. Like, I don't know if you can see that. put it here against the white so you can see a bit better. There's a wee bit fatter in the centre and I'm going to a tapered edge. Half it, or less than half it, so we don't get too even a finish. And then push them in here. This is the start of a lion's mane. And I'm going to put some gemstones and things in here. So I'll take a break and get back to you. Now the important thing here is that if you're going to add beads at all to the polymer clay, there must be glass beads or gemstones or shell or something that will not melt in the oven. So I have a selection here of tiny little seed beads and some freshwater pearls, little semi-precious stones and things. So I've picked out a few here and strung them. This is a wee bit of decoration I'm going to use on. Strung them on the same wires I used to put his eyes on, which is this fairly fine wire. So tied a knot in the end of the wire. This wire is soft enough to do that, and I've kind of just hinged it on that last wee bead there. So I'm going to snip the end off it here and get a hold of this and shove this really quite hard in there, so that is now my focal, and wrap the wee bits of polymer clay just around here and take this round by his head. Move wee bits of wet clay out of the way gently, because they're still not hard to wreck at this point. This is a wee bit of a fiddly thing. You can kind of stuff them in now to the wet clay. And what's our last? Oops. It's our last little one to secure it in there. Perhaps a slight one on the other side. They're like the wee tufts of his mane. Stick that one in there. That's quite secure. Now I'm going to pull these two that I took out of the way kind of back over the top to hide where that bead's gone in and to hold the sort of major one in place. That's him complete. Lion lid finished. Okay, so we now have the completed lid for my wee box, like the lion's face. I'll turn it back and you can see how it fits on there. And where the seam was on the joining together, I just decided to put a wee decoration by reversing the clay from the gold to the blue and putting a wee gemstone in there, and then the lid just sits on the top, just like that.